Our children haunt our hearts with joy and agony. We bleed for them and kiss their wounds, wishing we could take their pain. Nothing surpasses our love for them, not time or space. Not even death erases a child once made. Angel by Julie Kusma. The steam billows from my coffee and his face becomes obscure. A veil, like the invisible one between us, palpable and real. Our perceptions of each other are always full of clouds, but I never pretend to be someone I'm not. The caring man I met, the one who took me under his wings, he's gone. Cruelty replaced his tender words. He eats his eggs all smothered in ketchup, without a word to me. I wonder what I saw in him. I can't think of a single thing. I'm blank, especially now that I understand his true feelings. How could a woman care for a man who doesn't acknowledge her daughter? Impossible. That is, if she loves her child, as I do, with my entire being. I plan to protect her at any cost. His fork squeaks across his plate. No viable reason why I said yes and moved in with him. Except I'm supposed to be here. The certainty of fate calling one to act. I had that. And I know I'm meant to live in his house. Now, I realize, not with him. Jim glances at me and I look away. I guess he felt my stare. Maybe he read my mind or sensed my growing animosity. Mummy? I turn and glance over my shoulder and smile. Such sweetness exudes in her little cherub face, and the softness of her voice makes my heart melt. What's that about? Nothing. I just remembered there's something I need to do. She's probably ready for a clean gown, or she's hungry. What if her appetite is back? Oh, how wonderful if she can eat. In my haste, the mug clanks against the side of the porcelain sink. Please don't stand. I hold my breath as I anticipate a screech from the chair legs on the floor. But Jim doesn't move. Sorry. I slip out of the kitchen before he reacts. I hurry down the hallway towards the last bedroom on the right. Jim wants to use the space for storage. From the first moment I stepped inside, I deemed the place magical. This is my daughter's room. This is Angel's domain. Her door was closed, the way Jim likes it. At night, after he falls asleep, I open it. I don't want her to consider herself a prisoner trapped or chained to this house. She's been too weak to leave her room, but I want her to know she's free to roam about. Quietly, I turn the doorknob and peek in. Angel? She isn't in bed. This brings me joy because it means she's rallied her strength. I lay out a fresh cotton nightgown and fluff her pillow and wait. In one corner, where the two outside walls meet, the floral wallpaper is torn at the seam. I want to peel more back. Jim says the old Victorian paper is fine and instructed me to leave it alone. He won't spend the time to scrape it off, and he won't pay someone else to do the job. I offered my help, but he displays so little patience for me and even less for Angel. Quiet, I close the door and rush to the corner beside her bed. I kneel, and with care, I lift the tattered edge below the faded bouquet of roses. Her name is scrawled in black crayon. I giggle at her backward E. I trace each letter with my finger and whisper her precious name 3 times. Mummy? The purity of her voice makes me cry. Yes, my dearest. She rushes to me and envelopes me in love. I bought a beautiful dress yesterday. Would you like to see it? She retracts. My heart begins to ache. Now she's upset with me too. Stupid of me. She can't leave the house. Why would she want a stiff ruffled garment? All I wish is for her wellness. I would give her my life if I could. My tears flow faster. Mummy wants you to be happy. You don't have to put on the silly thing. She vanishes through the bathroom doorway. Are you talking to someone? Jim blocks the only way out. I say nothing. You're crying again. He moves. His boot heel scuffs the wooden floor as he races towards me. His hands grip my arms, and he lifts me to my feet. I want to evaporate. I want to hide wherever she is. This has to stop. His eyes penetrate mine. Are you listening to me? Motionless, he holds me tighter and shakes me with his next words. You're scaring me, Lynde. Look at yourself. He whips me around and pushes me towards the bathroom. I dig my heels down. I can't let him. Angel's in there. I continue to resist. He raises my entire body off the ground and shoves me through the doorway. As soon as I'm in front of the vanity, he lets go. I fall against the marble top. When I push myself up, my eyes dart across the mirror, searching for her. I glimpse my face, my wild hair, and the smears of mascara under each eye. Marks and the shapes of his fingers remain on both my upper arms and garner my full attention. I glance at him. Defeat shows in his expression. I turn to him. I'm sorry, Jim. I reach my hand to touch his face and he steps back. This room isn't good for you. Something about it makes you crazy. I'm not sick. I rub my hair down in an attempt to appear more kept. I just want to be with Angel. Why can't you understand that? Angel? She appears out of nowhere right behind him and grins at me. My daughter! I smile and point at her. Jim looks back in her direction. God damn it, Lynde. Nobody else is here. He walks out and pauses outside her room. He doesn't turn around. If you won't stop this nonsense, you leave me no other choice. What are you doing? I follow him as he stomps through the living room and into the kitchen. The screen door smacks against the frame and I wince. He's headed for the shed. I keep an eye out. He comes out with boards piled in his bent arms and a hammer fixed tight in one hand. I cry out a warning to her, and he barrels past me, knocking me aside. At the end of the hall, an armful of lumber drops to the floor. A banging on the nail wraps a frightening ring in my ears, and I run to her room. Stop it! But he doesn't listen. First, I tug on his shirt, and then I reach for his arm. The hammer's claw rams into the back of my hand and rips my flesh. The pain causes me to stagger back. He secures another board across her door. You can't lock her in there. I rush at him. You're cruel. He keeps hammering like I'm not there. Bang, bang, bang. Jim, I beg you. Please stop. I need her. He doesn't. I crouch in front of him and wrap my fingers behind one of the boards, and I pry with all my might. The nails are too deep, and I scratch around the steel heads until my fingernails tear and I bleed. My body moans like a feral animal, frantic to gain entry into the space. Finished, Jim steps back. I continue to dig at the nails. Angel! I can't do this with you. Not anymore. He moves away. I'm going to my brother's. You can have a couple of days to gather your stuff and get out. I won't. Angel isn't strong enough to leave this house. He can't do this to us. Angel! Lynde, you need professional help. I turn around and spot the hammer lying on the floor and I grab it. Angel! She roars through the closed door like a freight train's wheels on a track. She's a phantom in full spectral form. Her cherub face is like a demon's. As she passes, an urge overwhelms me and I toss the hammer. It spins through the air. Her speed propels the tool faster until it rests into the back of his head. He drops to his knees. I run to him and clasp the wood handle and pull. But the claw is lodged into his skull. Blood seeps beneath him and spreads towards me. Mummy? Oh, sweetie. Now we need a new daddy. Angel by Julie Kusma.